Hey guys, Stanton, the Average Outdoorsman, here today doing some scouting. Been looking at my maps on my phone here lately, and I found this spot. It's not far away from where I shot my buck last year. Me and Zach, we kind of looked at the map and we decided that this was a spot that we wanted to come check out. We got here, it's timbered here in the past couple years. Chose this spot. It's a nice intersection for the deer. I mean, they're coming in from this side. They've got big fields down here where they're feeding. I'm going to put some Dream Maker minerals out today, and I put my camera over here to the left of me, probably about 15 feet. Kind of put it a little bit further away than what I normally do, just because it's in an open spot and I'd like to get a wide view of where I'm getting pictures from. Because like I said, this is a main intersection. There's trails all over the place. We've seen deer tracks. So what I did here is I cleared out this little section of area, try to get the deer's attention, and we found an old tree, ripped off a piece of the lumber off of it, and I'm going to go ahead and dump some of this Dream Maker out on it. Now whenever you're dumping this, after you get done dumping, I don't like to just leave the bare mineral on the ground. Kind of like to mix it up into the ground a little bit. That way it kind of makes them have to dig for it, and that keeps them in here longer, and you'll get better pictures. That's in my opinion. Now, I went and checked the trail camera this morning where I dumped out some more Dream Maker. Had a bear on there, had a couple decent little bucks, but we know they're in here. We've seen them last year. Obviously, I got that one last year. Zach also shot a nice one last year in this same location, but we're trying to get our scouting done early. We're trying to get ahead of the game. And that's a main key for us, is really getting in there. I mean, I had that trail camera out on the 1st of June, and I left it there for a month. Just did get it this morning, and it's the 1st of July. So get out there, guys, and don't be scared to walk around. Don't be scared to, take new trails and look at maps and try to find where you think the deer might be going. So stay with us, and hopefully we'll have some good pictures for you.
Alright, this is why we preach preseason scouting. We just showed you where we put our first mineral site out. We was in a pretty good area up there. We got the bedding areas on both sides, the 3 main paths coming to an intersection, and we told you about a field. Now that field right off that point, we hunted last year, and we seen one doe in it. It was all growed up, but this is this field now. You guys knew that we hunted a cornfield that the DNR put out. The DNR in West Virginia put out food plots for the deer. The state, we're not quite sure if it's the DNR or the state forestry, but they put out food plots every year. They switch them up on us every year, so you can't pressure the deer or hunt too much of them out. And that's a key role in managing your deer herd. Is if you put a food plot here, you can't kill every deer you see, so you need to bounce it around a little bit. When we come down to check this field out today, as soon as we popped around the corner, we seen a lot of nice green grass. One side of the hill has old brown reed grass, and the other side has nice green grass where it's been brush hogged. So we're standing on top of the hill, we start glassing. We found our new food plot for this year. You can see over my shoulder, it looks like they've got corn, some sorghum, maybe some beans, we're not sure, we haven't walked up to it yet. Stanton forgot something up at the mineral site and he ran up to get real quick. But most of the time on Stonewall Jackson they plant corn, sorghum, and beets. Stanton was hunting a field last year that had corn, sorghum, and beets on it and killed that monster 10-point. We're hoping maybe this place will turn out to be about the same and have a bunch of nice deer on it. So we don't have any cameras with us to put up, but we'll definitely be coming back. We're going to put some mineral out to get them to a central point. One thing you can do to use mineral is whenever you have a field of this size, I'd say this field is every bit of 5 acres. When you have a field this size, you can use mineral as a central focus point for those deer. Like say you put a camera in a field you have no place, especially in public land. You want to hide everything you can, or somebody's going to come along and take it. So you're going to want to put your camera in that field edge on that tree line. Well, if a deer comes in clear back here on this side of the field, you're going to miss it. So what we do is we take mineral and we'll put in front of our camera about 25-30 feet in front of our camera, and those deer will come to that site, and they'll come from all over the field to that mineral site, especially this time of year where they're growing their horns back. So, and that's what we want pictures of, is bucks. So hopefully we're gonna get on here and see what all this field has to offer for us. But this is why we preach preseason scouting. It pays off. You don't want to find something like this the last day of rifle season and say, man, I wish I knew that was there. So you come in 2 or 3 months before season, you find this stuff that they've planted, because they will not tell you where it is, but if you find it, you can hunt it. Scout it out. If we like it, a couple weeks we'll come in, start clearing some brush out, hang our stands, put a blind up, however we think the deer's going to come. We're going to check our wind, and the wind's another story on a field. If your wind is wrong, do not hunt it, because you can ruin the rest of your season in that field. But we're going to go down here and check this field out.
Game face. Game face.
The reason for our show today was to show you guys how we scout, and what to look for. We covered, you want to look for major trails, a couple, 2 or 3 major trails coming together and crossing, bedding areas, feeding areas, staging areas. Which most of you know, the staging areas where they come from the bed and then they go and just kind of mill around, hang out until they go to their fields or their oak woods or wherever, or from the feeding area they hang out before they go back to the bedding area. You've seen us run right into a cornfield. We didn't expect it. We had no idea it was there. We hunt cornfields. We have for years on state property, but they move them every year on us, and we just happened to find it today. But we had no idea it was there. We just wanted to check out the field where we hung the camera. Popped around the corner and seen corn standing there. Scouting is a perfect thing you can do, not only on public land, but on your homeland. even if it's 5 minutes after work or on your way home from work, if you drive by your hunting place or if you do hunt public land, just drive down the road and look out your window. That's counted as scouting. You see a deer in the field or you see a buck in the field, start checking up on him. If he's there all the time, hang a camera on him or just sit there along the road and glass him. See what you got going on.
Yeah, I mean, just anytime. I mean, pull up Google Maps if you want. I mean, you can find new places all the time. I do. I mean, I'll be sitting at work if I got during lunch or whatever, sitting at my desk eating, and just pull up Google Maps and kind of scope out new areas, places that you've drove by and you've seen big bucks in the past in the early summer. Also, places that you've hunted in past as well, and you've seen big bucks. Go ahead and scout out that area where you saw that buck come from and where you saw him go. It's all about putting the time in. I mean, it's early. I started early June. Me and Zach both did. It's 1st of July now. Like Zach said, we found that cornfield. We're going to start glassing that thing here in the next couple weeks. We're going to let that camera sit. We walked right by that camera on our way to go glass. So we'll check that camera. We'll be able to send some pictures for you guys if we got anything good. And then hopefully get some good film of deer grazing in that corn. Maybe potential big bucks. So it's all about putting that time in. And I mean, we all work full-time jobs. Zach and I both do. And we both have families. And, you know, we got to thank our families too for, you know, putting up with us, so to speak, during this time of year. Because this is whenever Zach and I both get real excited. Especially now since we found that big cornfield. That's all we're going to be talking about. It's going to be like Christmas morning the night before whenever we know we're going to come back. So just thank them, and if you guys got any questions for us, go ahead and comment, and I mean, we'll answer anything, guys. So
Or send us a message
yeah,
on Facebook.
send us a message, and even if you guys got something that you think we could do better, go ahead and, you know, put that out there for us, and we'll try it. We're up for anything, guys. It's a new year. We're excited to get started. I believe we're getting started at a real good pace, so stay with us, and we've got some good stuff coming for you guys.
And another thing with scouting is it's a family thing. You go out and you get good exercise. You can take your wife and your kids. Kids love walking in the woods, especially little kids.
Absolutely.
Take them with you. I mean, it's not something you have to be quiet. You have to sneak around. You're not lugging a bunch of stuff. You just throw a couple bottles of water in your book bag, maybe a piece of paper or a notebook and a pen, and a pair of binoculars or a spotting scope or whatever, and just have fun. Just walk around, look for tracks, and it is a perfect opportunity for your kids to be in the woods and teach them about tracks, the difference between buck and doe tracks. Let them see a bear track, coyote tracks. Let them learn. I mean, show them the difference between a coyote and a fox track if you run into them. Start kids young, and they'll be doing the same thing that you are whenever they're your age. And we got to get our kids and our younger generations in the outdoors, because that is what's going to keep us afloat. Yeah. I mean, there's people against hunting and is fighting it constantly. We've got to get our hunting members up. There's point blank. We've got to get more hunters in the woods, and we got to get our kids interested in it. Kids nowadays rather lay around the house and play PlayStation or Xbox or whatever. Get them in the woods. Get them outside. Bring your dog. Make it a family event. Bring your dog. Let him run around. Her run around. Bring your kids. Like I said, they can make as much racket as they want. By the time you're in here hunting, them deer will forget that you was even here. We did see a doe and a fawn, or maybe two fawns. The corn was tall enough we only got to see one. We thought we seen the back of another one in the cornfield. And on our way back out of it, we seen a deer that we're pretty sure is a buck, but he was in the brush and he seen us about the same time we seen him. So maybe our glassing will pay off and we'll end up seeing more does and fawns, which we like seeing the fawns just as much as we do the bucks, because that means that the does are healthy and the fawns are growing up right, and the fawns, people, are your bucks in 2 years or 2 to 3 years that you're going to be shooting. So you need to, that's where our mineral comes in handy.
Yep.
mineral is not only to grow big racks. It is, you want your does eating your mineral, or if you put feed out, you want those does on that feed because that helps make better milk. And as long as those fresh fawns are getting them the better nutrient milk, that means they're going to grow up healthier. So whenever that fawn buck is 3, 4, 5 years old, he's going to be that monster that you're looking for. So you want to take just as good of care of those does and those fawns as you are as your bucks, because those fawns are your livelihood and they're going to be your wall hanger in the next 3 or 4 years.
Absolutely.
But like Stanton said, drop us a comment, send us a message on Facebook, whatever you want. You let us know what you like, what you don't like. You're not going to hurt our feelings because we're new at this too. But if you want to see us cover something that you're not sure of, or hey, how do you do this, or how do you guys go about doing this? I do it this way. How do you guys do it? We'll throw the camera in the truck and we'll take off, go wherever. We may even be able to cover it in our yard. Who knows? But if you want to see us cover something else about different ways of doing stuff, or if you've seen something on TV and you want us to explain it to you, we'll try our best. If we don't know nothing about it, we'll research it, and we'll send you a message or make a video, or we'll give you our phone number. You can call us. We're just people. We'll help you out any way we can. We love seeing people kill deer just as much as we get to kill them. But stick with us. As y'all may know, we're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Like and share. Get us some followers. The more followers we get, our sponsors are more apt to giving us stuff to give to you guys to run off raffles and stuff. So share the crap out of us, and hopefully we'll be able to get you guys some stuff, get you guys some of this mineral or some calls or whatever. But I'm Zach.
I'm Stanton.
And we are the Average Outdoorsman.